Buddy, welcome to a live stream today. I just felt like getting together with the community here. I don't know how many folks we're going to get in here. I just wanted to kind of have some bonding time and also go over a few things that I haven't done videos about. And I just thought it'd be nice because this has been kind of a week where I haven't been able to do much Kibiji or otaku stuff. So here I am talking to my fellow anime lovers, talking to my fellow game lovers, and most likely lovers of both things, anime and games. And yeah, just make sure you love to be geek, proud, awesome, and so on. I don't know why I'm talking like this. But if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for coming by. I have a few things I've prepared to kind of talk about in case nobody stops by for the live portion of this. But just want to say, appreciate you. And lots of stuff has gone on the past couple weeks. So much so that I haven't done a video on it all. If you want kind of a quick plug-in, I know we just started the stream, but if you want to kind of be in the know of my opinion on all things, then please, if you consider supporting the channel and making it all possible, then becoming a starter KIBI at like $1 a month, aka basically a nickel a day, you get to be in our Discord. And our Discord is a beautiful place where we hang out, where we talk about all things game, anime, and even movies recently. I should add this to the repertoire. Spider-Man yesterday. Holy crap. But yeah, so that's a good community if you want to always be in the know. If I don't make content on everything, that's where you can go to support the channel, but also be able to talk. Links in the description. But I do see it really quick, just want to brief here. There's other things I have, like I want to interact with the chat, but I have things about the PS5 today. I have things about Xbox. I have things about Nintendo. I have things about Smash. I have things about Halo, potentially Spider-Man, and also an anime or two that I just recently watched. I got some things to talk about if we ever hit a point that, you know, there isn't much chat. But speaking of chat, there is a couple folks here. I saw Sleep Millennium earlier. They were like here waiting for it to start, but I do see Barnock. Which Cyberpunk life path will you play first? So this is a funny thing. And by the way, hello, Pretty Jissel and Joey. Joey is a proud patron. Thank you so much for being there, man. Hopefully we're going to talk a little bit about Halo today, buddy. But yeah, Barnock asks an interesting question here. What Cyberpunk life path will you play first? And I'm going to tell you what. People that follow me know this. For some reason, my buddy Dom's here. What's up? And actually, Dom, well, you're probably at work, but I have something about Halo for a moment, so I don't know, you probably won't care, but there's something about Halo that came out recently, official things, not just speculation. I just am not interested to play Cyberpunk. Okay, I didn't get shot. But yeah, I think Cyberpunk looks freaking awesome. And I know it is hands down one of the most anticipated games of the year, if not the most anticipated. And I recognize that it is looking like a quality ass, like open world RPG like game. And it's done by a great studio and everything. Like there's a lot about it I respect. And just because you yourself are not personally attached to something, that doesn't mean you can at least get excited for others, because I am. For Cyberpunk 2077, I'm excited for so many people, and that gets me excited because I get joy off of others. That's just me. It doesn't have to just appeal to me. I get joy when other people are excited. And Cyberpunk and me, just on a personal level, I'm rooting for it. I want to hear people's opinions on it because I'm looking forward to what the fans want to say, but as long as it's not like Last of Us 2 where the fans bashed it and the critics loved it, that was bullshit. And I mean, that's another topic entirely. But yeah, Cyberpunk is not my jam. I don't know. Like I keep trying to get myself interested in it, but it's not doing it for me. I don't know why or what it is, because I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe if it was third person. I think something about me in first person, unless it's like an active first person shooter like Halo or Doom, then I think there's something about the first person genre. And if it was third person, maybe I'd be a little bit more intrigued, but I don't know. So I have no answer to that question. If I did take a path though, it would be the Nomad one. That's what I would pick. But I see Jay Baker is here. Hey everyone, what's up? Not much, man. Just talking to my fellow game and anime enthusiasts. Guys, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Appreciate that. I just thought I'd chill with you for about an hour and then continue on with my day. I want to get in touch with my community a lot more. So that's why I felt like doing the stream. And also it's a week where I had to do a lot of other things than Samurai Kibiji or West Side Otaku. Maybe if there's time, I'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, I got some things going on outside of the channel that I really am looking forward to the day I get to do this full time for you. But Shadow, can I get a hug? I can't give you one through the screen, man, but I'm there. I love hugs. The genre or the actual gameplay? I don't know what you're asking there, Barnock. Sorry. Shadow, here we go. What do you think of the new design for Master Chief or the Brutes? Assuming this is Halo Infinite. The Brutes, you know, I just got through Halo Wars 2, like last week or a week and a half ago, basically. No, it was last week. Not for the first time, but just like, I went through this journey of playing a new Halo game every month, in release order. So like January was Halo 1, February was Halo 2, and so on. And I just wrapped it up with Halo Wars 2 recently. The designs actually aren't that different than Halo Wars 2, surprisingly. Like, they really aren't. They just don't have as much kind of little details as Halo Wars 2 did, at least in the blur cutscenes. But, like, if you look at the gameplay, obviously you zoom in and it's super simple. But I love Master Chief's design. Chief has never looked better. Chief has never looked better. That is just my opinion, though. My opinion is not the right or wrong one, but Chief has never looked better, Shadow. I love his 117 insignia. It looks a lot like the Halo Legends version of Chief. And for the Brutes, I just don't like how simple their color scheme is. Like, yeah, they had a simple color scheme in Halo 3. You know, Halo 3, they just wore blue, 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 and yellow, and the Chieftains had a bit of variety. But something about the Brutes in that game with those armors, just something, like, I think it was like the little details of like the brown mixed in. I don't know what it is, but I think it is the materials. Like, their armor in Halo 3 was so much more shiny. And I think the banished look in Halo Infinite that we currently have, it just looks like their material doesn't look metallic, or it doesn't look, you know, it just something about the material, that's all. But other than that, if they just had a bit more variety of color instead of just flat red and so on, then I think they look fine. Yes, Halo Legends looks a lot like Chief, but those armor Brutes looks a lot like Legos or too toyish. And that's what I mean. I really think we wouldn't think that if the material was different. If the material was different, I think it would be a lot better. Just making it look way more shiny or way more, you know, like actual metal instead of just, it looks like plastic right now. So Javion is here. Hello, hello. Thank you very much for coming by, dude. You know, speaking of Javion, like, so I have a lot of things lined up in the repertoire here, but, and I want to, like, just focus on answering your guys' questions, too. So, keep them coming if you have any. But I do have something about Nintendo I kind of want to present to you guys, because this is kind of a casual stream, but there is a lot of video ideas here that I never got to do. I want to lower my camera's brightness a little bit. So yeah, I have a few things I kind of wanted to get not only my take on, but also get your takes, because the other reason I make content is because I like to get other people's opinions. So that's the reason, that's like half the reason I make videos, is because I want to get my opinion out there, but I also want it to become like a forum room for others. Nintendo this year has been very silent. Okay, it's been very silent for Nintendo, but this past 2 months, basically, well, month and a half, they have just had something every single week. And IGN put up this article, and it's something that I actually want to kind of offer like a fan take on as well, but in kind of a different format than this. They pose this question: would this hypothetical E3 Nintendo Direct have satisfied you? Because September, let's be honest, September, and kind of, I don't know, Nintendo is much more scattered year, a much more scattered year. And instead of just having a general direct, they just kind of spread it out over this fall season, but also a couple of shadow drop announcements throughout the year. And I just like this hypothetical question. Would this hypothetical E3 Nintendo Direct have satisfied you? And here it goes. So if they had an E3 Nintendo Direct, and I'm curious on your guys' opinions on this. If they had an E3 Nintendo Direct that was Paper Mario and the Origami King announced and released, which was like, that was around E3, yeah. New Pokemon Snap announced. EA to bring 7 games to Switch, which I believe, yeah, that's what happened. They announced Apex Legends. Is Rocket League EA? I don't think it is. But they did announce a few games coming to Switch. Oh, they did. Actually, I can't remember what they are, but yeah. So Paper Mario Origami King announced and released. New Pokemon Snap announced. EA to bring 7 games to Switch. Min Min announced for Smash. Animal Crossing New Horizons Summer Update Wave 1. More SNES and NES games for Nintendo Switch Online. Shinigami Tensei news. Animal Crossing New Horizons, another update, so I guess 2 updates in that one E3 Direct. Pikmin 3 Deluxe coming to Switch in October. Tons of indie games coming to Switch. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory specifically, and more in Nintendo's partner showcase. Super Mario 3D All-Stars announced. Other 35th anniversary news. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity announced. And Monster Hunter and more return to Switch. Now that you know the potential E3 lineup, you ready to answer this question? Would this hypothetical E3 Direct have satisfied you? I think it's a good question if you think about this. And this is before Steve was announced. I still don't think that Steve was the intended... I think for E3, they intended to announce Steve. They wanted somebody else announced like back in like March or April as like the first hype character, but then they wanted to keep the hype train going and announce Steve at E3. I don't think it was meant to be Min Min. I think Min Min was like their safe bet because they don't have to deal with any third parties or whatnot. But so I would swap this out with Steve personally, but with just this is still a very decent Nintendo Direct in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Like the Shinigami Tensei crap, and then you got like, you know, you got a new Mario game. You got a new Pokemon Snap after so many years. You got a Smash character. You got Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which is neat, like to me it is. You got some indies and some third parties, and then maybe they just end the Direct with and Monster Hunter. That's a good one too. And then they just end the Direct with maybe Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I don't know. Or they just end it with a second Smash announcement being Steve. That could have been a thing. That actually really could have been a thing. They could have pulled the E3 they did last year. So this would have been a solid Direct. Like, this would have been a mind-blowing Direct, in my opinion. But what do you think? Have you played Genshin Impact? I have not yet, August. I have not. I have not played Genshin Impact. Shadow, I can't wait for Breath of the Wild 2. God of War 2, Ragnarok. Yeah, those two will be very exciting games. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Nope, it's gone. Okay, I did want to respond to August a little bit more because I just blew him off. I have not played Genshin Impact. It looks neat. I'm just worried about falling down rabbit hole games because I already like... I don't know. I get worried about adding more to the repertoire. But it does look neat. The art style looks neat. I know a lot of people have been playing it because it's free. At least especially people in my community because I have a lot of anime lovers as well. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm more enticed in terms of like somewhat that genre. I'm more enticed to play, what's it called, Spellbreak than Genshin Impact personally. But that's me. Javion, I feel I would have been satisfied in terms of this Direct, but people would be upset about Min Min. Yeah, I don't think people... I think it would have been a very underwhelming. I don't know if I would say people would be upset, but people have been very underwhelmed. And yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know. There would definitely be some upset, just like there's some upset about Steve. There's totally some upset about Steve. But yeah. Katie, I think I would have it would have for me. I still would have been bummed no Breath of the Wild 2, but the prequel would have sufficed. Yeah, and I would agree. I think the Hyrule Age of Calamity, that's kind of like the sorry, no news yet, but for the meantime, here's something else. Like that, I think that would have been cool. Oh, Joey's leaving. Later, Joey. Sorry, man. I want to get to the Halo part for you. I'll keep the stream up for I'll keep it up over the weekend. But anyways, yeah, just a fun hypothetical question I thought to ask you guys. Personally, I think this would have been a solid direct. I really do. A lot of shadow announcements here because Pikmin 3 Deluxe and freaking Hyrule Warriors, Paper Mario, a lot of things from Nintendo. It was not announced in direct. It was just all of a sudden. What's in store this week? So anyways, guys, if you want to talk about that stuff with me and more while supporting the channel, consider becoming a starter KIBI, where you can join our Discord and we talk about this stuff basically every day. So, but for now, thank you very much for coming by. I do see Slenderman join the stream. The very terrifying, ever so terrifying Slenderman. I've gotten over Steve. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I'll tell you what. Okay, this is a controversial statement. I personally am like Halo and Kingdom Hearts are my two favorite game franchises, as many of you know. I don't really care to have Sora in Smash. Some are going to shoot me for saying that. And Master Chief, I want in Smash, but I think Doom Slayer / Guy would be a better representative. Master Chief would be a much more crazy representative, but I think Doom Guy would be a better one. And that's the same reason I have for not wanting Sora in. It's just because like I'm fine if he's in because I know the community wants him, but you know, there's just certain things about it. I don't know. And I personally am pretty cool with Steve. I think Steve, at first, I'm like, I didn't want this, but the more I think about it, it's such a random ass pick, and I love the funny picks. Like, hands down, Steve is going to be the Looney Tune character of this whole thing. Really quick, while I see Manuel here, but I do want to know more of your thoughts, Slender. Leave me more of your thoughts. But I do see Manuel here. Hello there, my dear Kibis. Well, hello, good sir. Manuel, while you're here, I know this Samurai Kibiji is, you know, the gaming side of things, and the West Side Otaku is the anime side of things. I do just want to say I appreciate your time, whether you're mostly anime or mostly games or half and half. I really do struggle to make like specific content. Like, I know I've been doing a lot of new stuff lately, but that's just because it's like, it does help the channel when it's something news related, because if you do it quick enough, then new people find you and stuff. But it's also exciting stuff to talk about to me. But if I can't get super niche and specific with my content, then I need to at least like be much more specific with my audience. And it's like upcoming rising adults that are really into games and anime instead of just one or the other. And that audience can apply to both channels, and I need to find a way to do that. So that being said, really quick, while I know Manuel's here, because I think he is very much on the anime side of things. I think. I could be wrong, Manny. But just want to say really quick, I finished Dororo. I finished Dororo this morning, and it was 24-episode anime about basically this dude trying to get his body back by slaying some demons. Very neat premise. And this kid's going with him. And it was a really freaking neat adventure. I am going to have a full-on review podcast on Patreon for the licensed Kibis. But just want to say, like, condensed thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I love the first half way more than the second half. Because the first half felt very much like an old, like, Adult Swim, like, early 2000s anime. Like, something about it just felt really old style to me. But yet it's animated modern. Just with the episode format and what's going on and the way it's presented, it just felt very like classic to me for some reason, and I like that. The first half as well had a great OP, and the second half is still good. It just kind of like, I don't know, like it has some really good conflicting moralities, especially like who's really the bad guy here. But I don't know. It was good shit. And I really appreciate my patron community because they put me onto the show. And every month I try to give them an opportunity to like vote on something for me to try or a piece of content to do or something. And that's another plugin for Patreon you get to be a part of too if you'd like. But so just quick thing to Manuel and anybody else here interested. I liked Oro. It was a good time. I'm gonna have a more thorough review later, but I just first impressions. I literally finished it this morning. It was a good show. I definitely liked it a lot. I liked the first half a lot more. Second half was still good. Those are my thoughts. But yeah, that's Doro. Manny, I'm glad you came in because Manny was one of the people that really wanted me to watch it. Let me get caught up in the chat here. Shadow, can I borrow that key sword behind you? The keyblade, you mean? Yeah. Nah, that's my baby. Javion, I'm just so glad Steve got in. Dude, I warmed up to it immensely, brother. I really did. He's just a random ass pick, but here, what's a... Let me see these other messages here really quick from Katie and Slender. Katie, I'm kind of having a love-hate relationship with the abundance of shadow drops. On one hand, I really like just having a massive trailer dump like it would have at E3. That is a good question to the chat. So Katie here is basically saying there's like a love-hate relationship with shadow drop trailers, but man, I don't know. I definitely prefer the event-like scenario because then I know when to expect it all and be like, oh, what are we getting? What are we getting? You know, but like... And it could let me down, whereas shadow drops, they don't necessarily let you down because you weren't expecting anything. So I'm with Katie there. It's a love-hate relationship with shadow drops, but I do like the Nintendo Directs because it's like an opportunity for everybody to gather and watch this and experience it together instead of just waking up and seeing on Twitter, new Paper Mario announced. Oh. But yeah, I see Javion in the chat. I miss Directs. Yeah, I do. And I see Steffi here as well. Hi, Steffi. Thank you very much for coming by. And Manuel, is the Pikachu still alive? Yes, he is. He is, he looks down on me every day. Where is he? Get my bed. See, he's up there. He's always just watching over everything. But yeah, if you haven't seen that side of my room, that's other stuff right there. So there you go. All right. Need to recenter me. There we go. Okay, so Slender, I was expecting Chief. Amazing that you were expecting rather than hoping for it, because I don't think anybody should ever expect Chief ever, because that's so unlikely. But damn, I was expecting Chief, but I had a feeling that it probably wouldn't be him and someone else. Steve was the bottom last thing I thought would show up, but seeing the happiness of other gamers made me get over it. So no, Manuel, you are breathtaking. So yeah, like as much as I would have flipped out, like, because that, aside from my own personal interests, I have a video about the 5 characters I would want in Smash most. But like, putting aside my own personal interests, freaking Master Chief would have been an insane inclusion, really. But I just have to say, Steve, like, the way this son of a bitch plays is a little, like, everything is fine except for the block building off the ledge. That's the bullshit stuff. I really don't like that. I just want to open the floor for a moment on people's thoughts on Steve and Smash, especially after that presentation that Sakurai did. But man, what I love, and this is why I'm almost okay with any character. I said this in my reaction. I don't care who it is, as long as it's not another Sword JRPG-like character, which is another reason why I personally am not too much for Sora, because I feel like there's enough Sword-like characters in the game. But that's just my opinion. I know you can feel different. But the thing about every inclusion that Sakurai and his team does is they make them feel like they are just coming out of their game. And that's why I want a shooter character. Doom Guy is my big pick. If it was Master Chief instead, totally cool with that. But my personal #1 pick is Doom Guy, because I want a first-person shooter or a shooter-based character to be added to this game. I really do. But for the meantime, when ARMS was added, I thought it was a cool new addition because, like, they're going to play so differently. And Steve, holy shit, do they play differently. Nobody in this game plays at all like Steve. The closest I can think of is, like, Snake and Mega Man. Snake and Mega Man, kind of. There's other characters, but Steve is at the top of the charts when it comes to being the tech-like character. Jesus Christ. There's so much that they put into this character to make them feel like they literally just came out of their game. Like, looking at this now, this looks like Minecraft. Like, that just looks like Minecraft. And I feel like we gotta respect what they put into that character. Like, whether you wanted him or not, like, there's gotta be an amount of respect for, like, what they had to do to put this character in. They had to reprogram every one of the stages to make them work around Steve instead of the other way around. That took a lot of work, man. But those are my thoughts. A lot more, but Katie, also, I agree. I wasn't the biggest fan of the last 4 or 5 episodes, but it's okay. Yeah, I like the last few episodes. It just, for some reason, the feel of the first half was really cool to me. But let's see. Steffi, I don't like finding out about shadow drops on social media before I see the official announcement. And that's the fun part about directs. You get to be part of the announcement crowd. This shit was so funny, by the way. This was so funny. Sakurai just like is ready to go. And where's the switch? Where's the switch when he does this? Come on, do it. He just flips it around. So when do you have a diamond sword? That was so smooth. But anyways, but yeah, like Steffi's saying, it's nice when they don't do shadow drops because then you get to be a part of the announcement crowd, and that's definitely a good time. That's definitely a good time. Javion, you shouldn't expect any character to be in Smash. 100%. Like you could have basis. Like you could have basis. There's nothing wrong with that. You could totally have basis, but there is no expecting. There is no expecting. But like you still can. People can expect, I guess. But it's just like, don't feel so sure. Never feel so sure. And that's the other reason I really like Steve, is because nobody was talking about Steve. People were talking about Chief. People were talking about Crash. People were talking about Sora. People were talking about Doom Guy. People were talking about everybody but Steve. Except for Introspective. Let's see. Slenderman, that Power Your Dreams ad was exactly what it needed to be. Xbox needs to stop selling power and start selling adventure. I mean, are they not somewhat the same thing? I don't know. I actually want to put this ad on. Where is it? So what Slender's referring to is that there was a new Xbox ad this morning that is basically kind of like the PlayStations, you know, when they're in the boat thing, where it's like, yeah, they're playing the Who music. But yeah, this Power Your Dreams ad came out this morning, and they got the guy from Get Out, I believe. Isn't this the actor from Get Out? Watch him carefully. Watch. Yeah, that's totally him. If it's not, he looks insanely similar. So I don't know, but yeah. So this is a live action ad that came out this morning, and pretty dope. Pretty, you know, just. It's definitely a sizzle. This is the thing that, you know, you're going to appeal to the casual market. But man, there's an entire conversation I could have about how sad it is to see, like, the Halo Infinite version of Master Chief being everywhere in these partnerships, man. Taco Bell, toy ads, now this, you know, sizzle live action thing. It's just, it's sad, man. It's sad to the monster drinks. It's so freaking sad to see how much partnerships Microsoft/Xbox could not stop. But I like this ad. This was cool. You know, like, I like the PlayStation one too, about the boats. They're both just complete, you know, sizzle pizzazz to get people really into the idea, like, hey, go on this adventure with us. And that's about it. Like, they are legitimately things that they can roll on television or before YouTube videos to just get people kind of, you know, that pizzazz hype thing. I like to see more of the game trailers and gameplay stuff, or even their breakdowns. I like that stuff. But the adventure, it's cool, but it's more of a general consumer thing, which still is important for them to do. But yeah. Let's see, what else do we got? Manuel, how are they going to balance Steve from Minecraft, dude? So the most bullshit thing about Steve is that he can build He can build a wall to prevent people from recovering back to the stage. He can also build a ledge when people are trying to get to the ledge so they can't grab the ledge. Those two things alone are bullshit. Everything else, total sense. But those two things, not acceptable. Not acceptable. But everything else, like in regards to Manuel's question, how are they going to balance Steve? Those two things, I don't know what they can do. They need to figure that out. But everything else, they made Steve have like a crappy jump, but he could just build his own platform and keep jumping off of that. He probably doesn't have the best hits if he doesn't have a diamond weapon. And he's not that fast either. But it's just all of his special moves, man. Like, he's not the best fighter, but when all of his specials come out, it's so ridiculous. Javon, Steve might be broken, but we'll have to see when he comes out, and we're already having people say he's the next Bayonetta. It's just the ledge, man. That's it. It's just the ledge guarding. Everything else, totally doable. But the ledge, that building block thing, that's bad. I don't know. But we'll see. He comes out 4 days from now. Guys, I still have some other things. I mostly want to focus on chatting with you. I want to focus on the chat for a moment, but I still have some other things if we have a slowdown, like the PS5 teardown, the Xbox Series S and X SSD. Ruby is coming up if anybody's interested in that. And Halo, something about Halo Infinite too. But thank you very much for coming. We're still going, but appreciate your time. And if you feel like supporting, consider going to the description. Let's see. Where is everyone from here in the chat? Good question, Shadow. I have people from all over. It's funny. So if you're wondering, why in the world did you do a morning stream? Why did you do this at 9 a.m.? For some reason, YouTube says the most active time on my channel is 8 and 9 a.m. That could just be because of certain reactions I post, like the Steve reaction. Holy crap. The Steve reaction, that became my second most popular video on the channel in a matter of hours. Holy crap. But I was just curious. I was like, you know what? Let's try to do a live stream during what YouTube says is my most active time on Fridays. Specifically on Fridays. So, I'm seeing like folks say this whole iterations thing. But yeah, it don't matter what iterations they have. Like, it really don't. When Joker happened, that just meant anything can happen, really. Shadow, Doom Guy will be more convenient to smash since he fights more with his fist than the Chief. True. Yeah. I mean, does he though? They both do. If anything, I think Chief does a bit more because Doom, yeah, he melees. Well, okay, specifically, he does not fist fight ever. He takes demons' teeth out and stabs them with it, or rips their arm off and beats them to death with it. That's the meleeing shit Doom Guy does, and they're not gonna put that kind of crap in Smash. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think Doom Guy is so like not likely just because of how violent he is, and as Sakurai said, this is a game for good little boys and girls. And yet you added, well, Bayonetta's mostly just a sexual kind of, so I don't know. Let's see, Slenderman, that looked like a Guardian when Chief jumped out of the ship. I didn't think so. It looks like something else. I was trying to think of that too, Slender. I was trying to think of like, what can we get from that live action trailer, but Dr. Crabtastic. Hey, Samurai, I couldn't watch your stream. How do you feel about about Demon Souls and its reveal? Doctor, I believe I still have my reaction to the PlayStation 5 event that they had last month. And yeah, you could like scroll and find my reaction to it there. But I just want to say, I still think Demon Souls, along with Ratchet and Clank, those are the two most impressive games, period. Like, of all of next gen. If Microsoft Flight Simulator, I really hope Microsoft Flight Simulator, dude, that needs to be a day one launch title for Series X. But if they haven't announced it yet, it's probably not happening. But yeah, I think Demon Souls looks spectacular. Like, in terms of just the visuals and the animations look so damn good. But that's about it. Like, I don't care to play those games. Like, when I played Jedi Fallen Order and people were saying it's like Dark Souls, I'm like, I don't enjoy getting my ass handed to me this much. And yeah, the Dark Soul-like games aren't my cup of tea. I do think Sekiro looks pretty cool, but yeah, Demon Souls isn't my personal cup of tea, but like on just a respect level, again, because you don't have to be personally attached to a game to get excited about it. I'm looking at all of you that don't like Halo. And yeah, Demon Souls looks freaking dope to me. Like, it looks, visually, it's stunning. So I think it looks cool. Let's see. Shadow just drops this question: PS5 versus Xbox X. That's an entire stream, bro. You know, if you want my condensation to Shadow's question, I will have an entire like video series or stream or something like that. Probably later on this month, or like the beginning of November. But Shadow, PS5 or Series X/S. Basically, if you want to save money and have a bigger backwards compatibility library, go with Xbox. If you want to spend a lot more money but have newer and more trusted games that'll get you hyped at launch, get the PlayStation. There you go. That's essentially it. Like there's so much more. There's so much more I could say about that, but neither one is better than the other. But if you want the best bang for your buck, go with Xbox. If you want, currently anyways, more hype and new games, then go with PlayStation. But that category will transition over to Xbox the next couple years with this Bethesda bullshit. So the long game is Xbox. The short game is PlayStation. That's my personal opinion. Forte. See, that's why doing this early in the morning, we get somebody from Japan. Hello, I always enjoy your reaction videos from Japan. Thank you very much, Forte. Appreciate that. I really do. And Just Peachy, Isabel X Doom Guy. Exactly. If Doom Guy makes it in, Isabel and Doom Guy memes can become real. But later, Steffi. Talk to you later. And I am also working on Kids Up on the Hill or whatever it's called. Steffi's an S-Class patron, to which, if you're an S-Class, which I don't expect anybody here to go to, I thank you so much if you do. You get to like request your own Twitch stream or like something that'll take me a bit over an hour to do. And Steffi got me to start Kids on the Hill, and it's really good anime. I like it. Damn it, Slender's leaving. All right, awesome and well. Later, guys. Appreciate you so much. Enjoy your videos from Sparta, Greece. I have not heard anybody over from Greece. Thank you so much, Shadow. I got that bread. Nice name. Doom Guy is a good boy. He is out here carrying out the work of God and cleansing the land of its unholy. That's good. That's my favorite comment so far. He's out there being a good boy, cleansing the land of the unholiness. He's not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh my God. Aussie, what are you going to watch this season in anime? You know, I really thought, kind of transition to a final point here. Well, one of the points that I had. To answer Aussie's question, what are you going to watch this season in anime? I really don't. I thought I was actually going to be free, and I was going to be like, oh, cool. I get to catch up with my backlog a bit more. Or even start rewatching certain things that I want to rewatch. But then, the most immediate one coming out next month is going to be RWBY, for sure. I'm very stoked about RWBY. I'm not like a massive RWBY fan, but I definitely appreciate RWBY, and just because I like Rooster Teeth, all the stuff they do, and you might have thought RWBY was like, I even saw somebody say to me like, look at that low ass budget though. I'm like, what season were you watching? Because yeah, RWBY's got a certain 3D anime art style, but it's totally inspired by anime, 100%, and it's good. I like it. It definitely, like, it starts off great and kind of takes a little dip and then came back up again. So I really hope, like, season 7 was freaking awesome. One of the best seasons in a while. And I hope volume 8 can continue being even like 3/4 as good. Like, I want to be at least 3/4 as good as volume 7 was. But Definitely Ruby is my like most immediate anime, but otherwise Attack on Titan season 4. I didn't think we were going to see that until next year, but apparently that's starting in December. So because of that, I will be rewatching Attack on Titan. I think that's what I'm going to do for like this month and November once I finish this Kids on the Slope anime. I think I'm going to rewatch Attack on Titan because season 3 part 2 was so fantastic, and it got me like I wanted to rewatch everything. Like with the knowledge that I gained from season 3 part 2, I want to rewatch all of Attack on Titan with those new eyes and that new perspective, and like get all the more clarity on certain things. Because man, that part of the season just made the entire show so much better. So I would say that's basically what I'm going to be doing is Ruby in terms of current, and then I'm going to rewatch Attack on Titan and build up to season 4's premiere in December. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'll be talking about that with folks on Patreon, in our Discord. Love to have you there. But what else? Jonathan or Rebecca Baker. Hey, my JB fiance, I'm new here. Oh, that's the fiance. What's up? That's cool. Wow. So that's awesome. I have an actual couple here. I've never had that before. I don't feel like I've had that before, but welcome, guys. Thank you so much. It's really freaking cool. Congratulations, by the way. That's amazing. And yeah, Nintendo Switch is dope. Guys, I'm inside you, Tony. What? I don't see anything. Okay. the vulgarness. Guys, it's over from Game On Daily, that show I was on for 2 weeks in a row. That was good times, man. Thank you for having me on. I know I created some awkwardness with Dealer, because like Dealer's like the very like he says his opinion, and it's like just bold and shit, whereas I say my opinion, but I also want to respect the other guy, kind of a thing. So yeah. But thanks for coming, dude. Appreciate that. What do you think about so I kind of have another question I want to present to the chat, but I still want to see your messages. Another thing about Xbox that I didn't do a video about that I really wanted to is the hard drive. It's not a hard drive. It's a solid state drive. We no longer call them hard drives, but let's just call it storage. But yeah, I didn't do a video about this, but this thing being $220, $230, I don't remember. But there's a lot about the memory that I don't think I'm going to go into here, but there's just a lot of details about it that I'm like, man, I'm not getting one of these. I'm just not. Man, I love it. I just want to say aesthetically, I freaking love it because it's like the classic memory card. But this thing ain't a memory card. It's something much more beefy than that. But I love it, man. I love the memory card aesthetic, but like the price, man, it's exactly what it's worth. I just want to say, like if you think that's crazy expensive, the thing is, that's the technology. That's the technology. It's not like it's it's just trying to make a buck. They technically are, because if they, yeah, there it is, it's basically $220. So if you think that's crazy expensive, you're not wrong. Like it is. It's crazy expensive. But the problem is that is how much these things go for. Like you'd be very lucky to find it for less than maybe 160. But I would say averagely for like the speed that these are doing and stuff, I would expect like 180 to 200, and that's to put in your computer. But this is like just a way that they make it easy to put in your Xbox. And if you think PlayStation's going to be cheaper because of like the whole, we're going to allow third-party stuff, do not expect that. Because it has to be an SSD that is fast enough for the PlayStation. So I would expect both of these. Like just expect if you want to upgrade your storage to 1 terabyte, you're going to have to fork over a lot of money. But for now, it's really cool because Xbox is saying you could still use Quick Resume, which I did not expect this. But Quick Resume still works without using an SSD. I didn't know that. It runs purely off of just the system, which is really cool. If you don't know what Quick Resume is, it's basically where you can like bounce around between so many games at once while they're all continuously going. That is the truest next-gen thing I've seen so far, and I don't know why PlayStation doesn't have it. But apparently you don't need to use this if you want to do that. And I didn't know that, so that's cool. And I will just be living off of the internal drive and copying, pasting, I guess, a lot with my external drive. That's going to be probably annoying at times, but for now, that's what I'm doing because I don't want to spend all that money. But yeah, that's another thing I really want to do videos for, but I'm not leaving Manuel and Sutterman left. Oh, okay. I thought you said you're going on lunch or something. Or maybe you're watching this during lunch. Actually, that makes more sense. See, did you watch Rent a Girlfriend? If you did, who is your waifu? I have not watched that. I have not watched Rent a Girlfriend. However, it looks like whoever the main girl is the absolute best girl of all time, potentially. Like, I even did see Guguk do a video where it's like, she's too good for this show. But, you know, aside from her, for some reason, this short-haired, blue-haired girl, she looks kind of cute. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got for that. Okay, guys, you say it wasn't awkward at all with Dealer. Man, okay, I'm glad. I'm glad you thought so. I'm glad you think so, because I was worried, man, because there was even a time, if you pay attention, he was like, well, that's a perspective. I remember that comment, and I was just like, oh. It didn't offend me in the slightest, because that's all it is. It's just opinions. There's no right opinion. But I felt like I was irking him a little bit, because he's just like, well, that's a perspective. I'm just like, it is a perspective. You're not wrong. But anyways, I also love Fairy Tail anime show. I gotta play the 3 in the Fairy Tail manga, I'll tell you what. Steffi, I enjoyed those streams. It was refreshing seeing an informal discussion with other people. And, you know, I don't know if Gaz is still watching. That was really good for me because when I had people on my show, you know, I had like DB Geek, Quest Mode, and Kid Smooth. It was fine, but man, it was nowhere near as like smooth and casual as what Gaz did and Game On Daily. And shout out to Gaz. Like, I think that's because him as a host, he does a very good job of keeping things loose and keeping it casual and having laughs and so on. He does a good job of that, and I want to be able to do that too, because I want everybody to say their opinion, you know, and for the most part go uninterrupted, but I do want to see like people comment or interject every now and then with just something small and then let the person keep going. Because that just makes it feel like it's an actual conversation. So it was nice. It was nice to be on those two shows. It felt really cool to, you know, be in a discussion like that, and it was dope. Maybe it would help to just be between two people as well. I think 2 people might make it nice, and then I work my way up to 4, but we'll see. I definitely want to do that again though, because that was cool. That was cool. It just takes a lot to organize it, man. Holy shit. See, if you can pay for it, take it. Nani? Oh, the SSD thing. Yeah. If you got the money, go for it. But they're gonna be making more in the future. And I'm personally going to wait for like a 2 terabyte one because I want like the bigger one. So that's just me. But said boy, what time are we at, by the way? 9:50? Okay. I did see I got a call, so I'll have to wrap this up soon. We'll see. Said boy, for this year or next year, what games are you excited about the most? By the way, shout out to Graham Cracker Plays. Just showed up. That is... very interesting name, Graham Cracker. I think we can make some good s'mores with that. But thank you very much for coming to the stream, man. And quick shout out again, if you're having a good time and if you want to be part of more conversations of videos that I have not done on the channel or live streams, come to Twitch streams. That's the free thing, you know. Twitch is going on twice a week, every week. It kind of amazes me that I only have like the handful of folks that show up. It's usually just the patrons. But if you're not on Twitch, that's an opportunity to find out a lot more and have some more fun with me. That's the free thing. But if you want to directly support and be in our Discord where we talk about a lot of things and whatnot, and also exclusive podcasts of things that didn't do content, and full reactions and a lot more while supporting the channel. Consider becoming a patron. It means the world to me, and you can find that in the description, and as well as a tip jar. Either or of them, but I just personally think Patreon's better because you actually get rewards instead of just a thank you, you know? So that's my opinion. But szDRW has a really cool question here that I want to like ask the entire chat. I just want to see Katie really quick here. I'll wait for the Mad Catz version of the memory card. What was neat though is that the person in charge of like the technical side of things with Xbox, he said that they're going to have more like partners and stuff making more cards. So don't expect that to be like the only one forever. So that's good. I'm glad he said that, which we all knew that was going to be the case, but it's nice to get that confirmed. So we'll see. And they'll go down over time. I'm going to do my best to like last through 2021 with just like copying, pasting. They did say, I seriously want to do a whole video on this. I really did. A 50 gigabyte game took like 15 or 30 minutes to like transfer over. So if you have enough in advance time, you could bounce back and forth. But yeah. Okay. Graham Crackers literally just came in to say hello and bye. So later, Graham Crackers. Okay, but szDRW's question to the chat, as well as me. For this year or next year, what games are you most excited about? I want to see what you guys think too. So for this year and next year, what are the games you are most excited about? The chat knows, hands down, what like my most anticipated game was of this year too. It was, and then it got delayed. It's Halo Infinite. Like, I need a new Halo game in my life. I really do. Hands down, Halo Infinite is the #1 thing. And just to kind of like, I want to see your guys' responses, but just to trickle in one more topic here. Where is this? Two things being, one, apparently the Halo Infinite release date might have got leaked, but it's not. I don't put any money into this, but basically there was this the art of Halo Infinite book, you know, like they usually have one of these, but I kind of want this, I really do. But the Art of Halo Infinite book was pre-ordered and is dated June 29th, 21st. And most of the time, these books come out like right around the game's release. So people thought this could mean that, you know, Halo Infinite's like a June or July release. And I believe that. Like, I still think it's going to be a spring release. I think it's going to be April, March or April. But I believe a summer release. That could very much be possible. And, you know, it might be a good thing because if it's free to play, the multiplayer is, that's when kids are home from school. So that could make a lot of buzzing. So we'll see. But I wouldn't put too much credit into this. But the other thing is, look at this. We got our first look at the multiplayer on a Cookie Krispies box. Okay, it wasn't a Cookies Crispy box, but it was a Chips Ahoy thing or something like that. But this is our actual first look at multiplayer. And it's just a render. This is not like an actual image from the game, but it's just like a render model of a multiplayer Spartan. And I don't know. I don't have too much to comment off of this. It's just, it's very disappointing that we have not gotten a look at the multiplayer. I still really think they should make a multiplayer beta be surrounding the launch of the Series X. And it's like the only way you get into that beta is by having a next-gen system. A lot of people be mad about that, so maybe that's why they won't do that, but I'm just saying, I think that would be a great way to kind of kick off the Xbox since you're not going to have Halo Infinite there. But to continue with the question, so Halo Infinite's definitely the one, but other than that, I'm really looking for, I can't believe we're getting a new Horizon and God of War next year. That's amazing. If I was a PlayStation fan, that'd be freaking awesome. Ratchet and Clank, if I was a PlayStation boy, hands down, Ratchet and Clank would be my personal level thing. But that being said, like, what am I going to be playing? Halo Infinite is my #1 for sure for the next year. I'm surprisingly, like, I really want Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I really want Pikmin 3 Deluxe. And I would like to play Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. But I got Ring Fit Adventure instead. Which makes no sense because I didn't want that game as much as those two. But I felt like Ring Fit Adventure is like, it's such an important game that I need people to try. And if I have it, then they will try it when they come over. So I just felt like it was important for me to get. And hopefully I'll get one of those 2 games for Christmas, as well as 3D All-Stars Mario. So I don't know what else. No, not Gears Tactics. I have no idea. We have no idea if Metroid Prime 4 Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out next year. I surprisingly can't think of much else. Like, I know I already said my case earlier. I'm not too psyched about Cyberpunk personally, but I'm stoked for people for it. Yeah, I could think of a lot on the PlayStation side of things, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to play those games. Starfield might be coming out next year. But all that just comes to mind is Halo Infinite. That's all that comes to mind is just Halo Infinite. That I'm like on a personal level. I really want Pikmin 3 Deluxe. That's probably my runner-up. I really want Pikmin 3 Deluxe. That's what I'll go with for now. But what do you guys say? Maybe through you guys, I will find the game that I totally forgot about. Let's see. Katie says, mine is all Weeb games. Final Fantasy 16, hell yeah, absolutely. Is that next year though? Did they confirm that's next year? That's amazing if that is, because that's Square Enix, and yeah. 7R2. I don't know what 7R2 is. Tales of Arise, yes, and Zelda. Zelda's not too much of a Weeb game. That's not too much, but other than Zelda, yeah, those are all Weeb games. If you just said next year, then only Arise is set for then, but yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Dot Pod, hello Keebs. I see you have found the Halo multiplayer skin. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I'm very peeved that we are discovering the multiplayer through partnerships. I'm just tired of this, man. I just miss developer diaries and Vidocs. Just no more of this sound design bullshit and no more of these partnerships, please. I can't take it anymore. I want to do an entire video about this. Like, this is actually probably going to be the next video. Is a video about the content drought, like my take on it, and just, in my opinion, what could be done. That's definitely like a video. I might even shoot that today. Today, I hopefully if there's time, I would like to just shoot. I probably won't be able to edit 2 YouTube videos, being the Halo content drought and my thoughts on Dororo, because that was the patron voted thing. Javion, okay, the games. Breath of the Wild 2, which we don't know is confirmed for the next year, but if it is, I would 100% agree. 100%. Miles Morales, yes. Sackboy Big Adventure, yay! Love for Sackboy, dude. They had the new trailer this morning, and it looks great. I think that game looks awesome. I think that's a great, like, I'm stoked for Sackboy. Yeah. Said boy, for me, it's none other than the Demon Souls remake. Nice. Although I have to prepare to upgrade my PC just because the announcement trailer said it's available on PC as well. Nice. Well, at least you get to play it, man. Like, I guess I will be able to as well because I have a nice PC. But again, I don't feel like spending $60 for it. I think Xbox Game Pass has me spoiled. Because I just don't care to buy games anymore unless it's something I'm like insanely hyped for. But I'm just like, I just get all my games through Game Pass, so I don't feel the need to buy games anymore. But yeah. So when I see people say like, but you can play it on PC too, I'm like, but do I have to buy it? I see a question from Flagboy here, by the way. What's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. We need to have another Smash tournament, man. But yeah, Flagboy. You think the Switch Pro is real? Yeah. Yeah, I do. There's all this stuff about NVIDIA and developers having to work on 4K versions of their games and whatnot. And I think it's all building up to some kind of pro model of the Switch. That's not happening this year. I don't think so. Nintendo knows it's Xbox and PlayStation's time. The Switch came 3 years 4 years after the launch of the PS4 and Xbone. So Nintendo don't need to be competing in like the time zone. They just do their own thing and then it sells like hotcakes. But yeah, I totally think that Nintendo has a Switch, let's just call it a Switch Pro, in the making. Or somebody else thought of a funny pun name, like a Power Switch or something, because it's like a power switch. I don't know, but it's just something. But yeah, I think that is a real thing. You just will not be able to take it portably, which is kind of unfortunate though, because that's kind of the gimmick of the Switch. But we'll see. I am very curious to see if it's real. But I believe 100% it's going to be a thing. And once that comes out, then we have like another 3 years of whatever Switch is doing. So. Jay Baker seems I'm going to be an Xbox person now. I'm not sure what game I'm hype about next year, but I am hyped for the new Kingdom Hearts song game for the Switch. I keep forgetting that's a thing. And I know I have a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans on my channel, but I don't know. I'll watch. The only thing gameplay wise that has to be about that Kingdom Hearts game is just that it has multiplayer. It has multiplayer in some way. That excites me. I like that. And like a challenge thing to like get a better score than your friends. I like that. That's cool. But other than that, I don't care. I do not care to buy that game, especially if it's full price or even $40. If it was $20, maybe. If they priced it like an indie game, but there's no way. There's no way. But Jay Baker, I am glad whenever I see somebody considering going to the Xbox side of things, it makes me really glad. Not because like, oh, I want everybody to get on the Xbox side and wave that flag. It's not necessarily that. It's just that it pains me to see Xbox getting Microsoft to go so out of pocket for them and to do all these charitable things, but it doesn't matter because PlayStation has God of War and Spider-Man. It doesn't matter if they make everything backwards compatible. It doesn't matter if they have free updates for your games. It doesn't matter that they make most of their games, if not all of them, have free upgrade smart delivery. It doesn't matter that you can just use whatever controller you want with their system. It doesn't matter that we're just giving you games all the time through Game Pass day one launch, and it doesn't matter that we just did the second biggest gaming acquisition of all time with Bethesda, which you'll have their games day one of Game Pass. It doesn't matter that we're going out of pocket to do all these things for you. You know why? Because PlayStation has God of War and Spider-Man and other things. It just pains me. It pains me, and I get it. I'm not saying I disagree because I understand games are important, but it just pains me to like think, you know, all the charitable and supportive stuff that Xbox is doing, but it just doesn't matter because it doesn't have the games you want. So it pains me when I just think about them as a business. They got the money. Microsoft ain't going anywhere. They're like worth $1 trillion. But still, it's just like, I still, as a business owner, I really like just root for, you know, very charitable and philanthropic acts to pay off. And at some point, these guys are going to go out of pocket. And I don't want Microsoft to just be like, okay, well, we're shutting down Xbox because people didn't switch over like you thought they would. Like I see Mew here. Xbox doesn't got no launch games. No like big reputable ones, but they definitely have launch games, being Falconeer, Gears Tactics, Yakuza, and a few other things. But they're not like, there's nothing like big like Miles Morales or whatever. That's absolutely true. But anyways, Hannah, by the way, hi Hannah. I didn't see you here earlier. I might check out Hyrule Warriors once I get through a lot more of Breath of the Wild. Stay tuned to those flashbacks, Hannah. Like, you know, those memories, when you find those memories, those are gonna give you context. Oh, okay, Hannah. Okay, Katie, there you go. FF7 remake 2. I was like, what's 7R2? But yeah, okay. We'll see though. We'll see whenever Final Fantasy VII remake 2 comes. That's a question. Is like how? No, they have separate teams. Never mind. I was gonna say, like, does 16 hold back the remake? Steffi, I'll be playing Kingdom Hearts Melody Memories and look forward to the new Hyrule Warriors, Ratchet and Clank, and Kenna. Oh, Kenna looked so cool. Man, Kenna looked so cool. I legitimately, like, something that isn't mainstream, you know? It's like a new title or something. I thought Kenna looked so cool. I wanted that. I really wanted that. They did say that, I think they confirmed that it's not going to be exclusive forever. So that makes me happy. And I really hope that game does good. But hello, Crustard. Hello, good sir. Thank you very much for coming by. Has anyone played Crash Bandicoot 4? Is it worth it? I'm curious about that same question, Crustard. Xbox keeps putting it at the front page of the marketplace, and I'm like, damn, dude, I want it. I really want it. I've been hearing great things. I've personally been hearing really great things from it, Crustard. Like, I listen to a lot of people talk about games and stuff, and I've been hearing some good shit. So, we're coming up in the last, like, maybe 5 minutes or so of the stream here, guys. So please drop any final questions that you have. The only things I didn't personally get to is, what else did I have here? Oh, potentially just more thoughts about Xbox and Bethesda. I don't know. I'm curious if anybody has any new thoughts about this situation and if games will be exclusive. I talked with my friends about it last night, and we all had different opinions. But I'll tell you what, Fallout 76, Doom Eternal, and Dishonored 2 are now on Game Pass. Deal hasn't finalized, but we're already starting to see the potential. And also, the PS5 teardown. I did not talk about this either, but I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it either. It was neat. It's a big boy. I really hope the removable faceplates can just be customizable. Like, remember the original 360? You could take off the front faceplate and, like, just put on a different one. It looked dumb because the sides were still the same, but the PlayStation 5 could actually have that, and I would be really stoked if it does. But everything else, it's just the biggest heat sink of all time. I'm a little bit worried about how the dust fans work. Has one hell of a big fan, though. They're definitely trying to solve the cooling system problem. But I don't know. It didn't disappoint me. It was cool. But yeah, those are the only two things I didn't get to. If you guys have any thoughts on those, feel free to hit me up. And for the next, like, 10 minutes here, I just want to, like, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I just want to see what you guys have to say and appreciate any considerations to becoming a part of our Discord chat where we talk about all this stuff every week if I didn't do a video about it. Okay. Javion, I just don't understand why people are excited about a rhythm game. You just get the play Disney songs. Well, there is the original Kingdom Hearts soundtracks too. Rhythm games can be fun, man. I like them. I think they're fun, but I wouldn't buy a whole game just to play them. I'm just gonna watch the cutscenes. That's it. That's all I'm doing for that game. I'm just gonna watch the cutscenes. Who knows? Maybe I'll even make a reaction video to it if I'm gonna do that. Why not? That sounds like a fun idea. And then yeah. Jay Baker, that is true, Keeps, but I am happy Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and Kingdom Hearts and some FF games is on Nintendo and Xbox, so I understand. Yeah. It is definitely, like, I do really appreciate that Xbox and Nintendo. Wait, no, that thought isn't true. Never mind. I'm not finishing that thought. That wasn't true. Said boy. Okay, so last questions. In the previous video, you anticipated a lot of characters you wanted to be in Smash Bros. Other than them, who would you like to be in Smash Bros? Okay, well, said boy, it depends on which video you're talking about, because I did 2 videos. I did one where I was legitimately predicting the characters, and the other one I was sharing, like, what I wanted. So if you have not seen, like, the 5, like, biggest wants of mine, I encourage you to look at that video, because that might answer your questions with, like, 5 characters. But let's just say hypothetically, who's a character I would want in Smash Bros that I have not said in either of those 2 videos? Who is somebody I did not mention in either of those videos? Okay, yeah, I got 2. There's no way in hell this will happen, but I would love to see Ratchet and Clank. Like, I mentioned them very briefly, like, only just a snippet, like a very quick snippet, and it was only like a quick reference in the Characters I Want video. No, in the predictions video. But I would love to see Ratchet and Clank. Like, if Ratchet and Clank made it in, then I'd be like, okay, they put this in instead of Master Chief and Doomkai, because this is a representative of a shooter character, so this makes sense. And plus, he's third person, so it makes all the more sense. But I would love to see Ratchet & Clank. There's no way in hell that's happening though, because Sony doesn't let anything leave their consoles. So not gonna happen. If it did though, then that's all the more like, holy shit, because Sony actually let something off of their console. Oh my god. But the one I think is more likely that nobody will want, but I'll be like, I'm cool with this. Ring Fit Adventurer. Nobody wants that, and everybody will be pissed. But if that happens, I'll just be like, you know what? I can see this. But nobody will want that. But I'd love to see, like, you know, like Wii Fit Trainer doing something, and then the Ring Fit Adventurer just... I don't know. I'd find it funny, and everybody would be pissed. And I would a little bit be pissed, but I'd just be like, you know what? I don't mind this, but everybody's gonna hate it. So there's my answer to your question. Here's Nato. All right, and I already see a winking face, so here we go. And I can only imagine what he's about to say. Just popped in for a quick second, but I'll say this. If I like what I see from upcoming Xbox games when they get close to their launch, I'll maybe consider getting an Xbox again. Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Like, I get that. Because, you know, if folks don't care about Game Pass or the backwards compatibility or all that other stuff, but they only care about, like, yeah, does this game look good? Then, yeah, I totally understand. So, we'll see. Especially with the Bethesda acquisition, maybe that's why a lot of my audience didn't personally care about it, because I do have a lot of kind of Japanese-centric of an audience, and they still play American stuff and whatever, but I'm just saying, you know, if folks really favor JRPG stuff like Addy/Katie admitted earlier, Xbox still isn't necessarily doing that. They're starting to, you know, they're adding Dragon Quest to Game Pass. They're adding a lot of Final Fantasies to Game Pass, and they have Phantasy Star coming to it. But the Bethesda move, that's like a very Western move. And if you don't care too much about Western games, then oh well. But that move just made it like, if you do like Western games, Xbox is where it's at now, which I've always kind of felt like too. Xbox is the home of a lot of Western studios. So, granted, all these studios are very all over the world. They're not, I more so mean the style than the actual location. But anyways, I totally get that, Nato. Yeah. Katie, development wise, FF16 won't bother Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, but release wise, it might. They won't drop both games in the same year. Agreed. Totally. So my guess is 16 will be either the end of 2021 or early 2022, and then 7 Remake will be the end of 2022 or 2023. Damn it, though. Damn it. That's kind of neat, though, that there's just like a new main Final Fantasy game every year, and it's kind of crazy to think about, to be honest. That is really crazy to think about. That almost like made it become Call of Duty in a way. I mean, not necessarily the same, but yeah, that's just interesting. It's still so weird to me to think that the Final Fantasy VII Remake came out this year, but I don't know. Okay, so Steffi might be the final question. I have a question about the Game Awards. Oh, hold the phone. Pinky out. This is Game Awards. Okay. Steffi, I have a question about the Game Awards. Would you be okay if older games could be nominated for the Game Awards if they weren't released this year but were popular? Would you be okay if older games could be nominated for the Game Awards if they weren't released this year but were popular? It depends on what you mean by that, Steffi. So, to answer that question, I mean, no. There should be no game nominated for the Game Awards that's outside of the year time span of release. Because then it's like, oh yeah, then I played Outer Wilds this year, so I should nominate that for Game of the Year. No. And then you might think of like, oh, what if we made like an older games category, like still playing category? They kind of already have something like that, and it's called what's it called? Continuing games, something like that. Continuous development, something like that. I don't know. But something like I see Steffi saying became popular this year. Like, so Among Us. You know, Among Us came out in 2018, but it's super popular this year. So does that mean it should be nominated for the Game Awards? No. And I do want to say that's my opinion, but I actually want to be kind of bold here and say that's unacceptable. In my opinion, that's unacceptable. Because award shows are meant to recognize the past year of excellence. It's meant to recognize the past year of excellence and the things that released in this year. Best ongoing games. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Best ongoing games. That's exactly what it is. But it's a celebration of like the year of excellence that has been the movies, the music, the games, you know, whatever the award show is, the cars. And, you know, if something else just comes in and sweeps other folks that did something this year out, it's just not fair, in my opinion. It's just not fair because, you know, that you had your shot of recognition previously and you didn't get it. And Among Us, like if Among Us was nominated for anything, it could be best ongoing game. Sure. GTA got nominated for that category like 2 or 3 times. Even though it came out in 2013, it got nominated for that category like 2 or 3 times because, and same probably goes for Fortnite, I think they got nominated twice, is because they're just adding a lot of great stuff to that game post-launch. This could turn into a very long ramble of a question, but the short answer is no. I don't think any game that was released outside of the year window that award nominees are considered should be considered, like at all, 100%. What I do think, however, is the Game Awards needs to happen early January instead of late December. They really do. Because it really bugs me that folks like Jedi Fallen Order and Pokemon last year, just things that like are released in November or even December. No, December, they like Smash got considered, so okay. But things that are released in November and December just fall in a really weird spot that like people forgot and whatever. And they're like, wait, I thought that was released last year. They need to change it to be like, I get that they want to do it in December because it's like the end of the year celebration, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I hate that like that November and December spot is just so, it's unfair. It's unfair. Like I saw my boy Footed Ghost do a video about like how Halo Infinite now has all the more chance to be nominated for Game Awards because it's not going to be released in November. Cyberpunk, one of the most anticipated games of the year, is going to be released in November, and it's still going to get nominated for stuff, but it's like, is it going to have enough time from people to be able to be played? So anyways, it's a very long ramble, but I just, yeah, to answer that the original question, yes, they should be yes, older games, if they are appropriately doing things to keep the game's interest and adding more to the game, they should be nominated for best ongoing games. But no, they should completely stay away from every other category since those are recognizing newly developed things this year. And things that were developed in 2018 had their chance to be recognized in 2018. That's my thoughts, though. But anyways, I mean, they did make 3 Mario from back to back, and then I heard they're still great. Wait, I'm confused. Javion, it doesn't need to be... By the way, hi, Rift. Thank you very much for coming by. We're wrapping up, man, but I appreciate you coming regardless. It does not need to be in January to March because some people were getting upset about the fact that Smash got considered for Game of the Year in 2019, even though it came out. It does need to be in March. Okay, I see it now. I did. Okay, I misread that. Yeah. I get why. Again, I understand why. It's because they want it to feel like the end of the year celebration. But man, it's just frustrating. It makes it too complicated. But anyways, so I am going to skedaddle, but I appreciate you. And I will be streaming on Monday on Twitch, and I might be streaming Ring Fit Adventure. That might be a funny stream. But also we'll have a calm, like just a chit chat stream as well. But it should be a good time. And I'll also be talking with the KIBI clan, which we are, I think if you are a patron, if you're a licensed KIBI, make sure you vote in our thing because we are about to establish like our every other week or monthly hangout time that you could set it on your calendar and know, hey, if I join at this time, it'll be a fun time. So make sure you vote on that if you have not yet. But But otherwise, thank you all so much for coming. I will have a new video here next week, as well as on West Side Otaku next week, probably Halo and Dororo. But thank you so much for coming by. And don't forget to be geek, be proud, be awesome. Have a lovely weekend. A peace.